I literally did everything before I started cheer. I was a soccer girl, swim team, dive team, and then I saw people in bows and really liked it. So I personally love the competition aspect. Some people hate it, like the anxiety, all that, but just knowing that everything can, like, it'll make or break you. And that sounds awful, but I love the pressure. And I've always loved, like, behind the stage, like knowing like I'm gonna go out on this floor with all my best friends and do my best. And it's the best feeling ever, knowing that all the work that you've put in so far is like paying off when you go to compete and you're on that floor with everyone. We globed at Worlds twice, 2 silver globes from Worlds. I've won NCAA twice, cheer sport once, Ohio twice. It's the best thing ever. Everyone's watching, all of our family and friends, all the teams. It's kind of everyone in the gym comes and just sits around your floor and watches you do your routines. I have done a 2-to-whip double more times than I can think about. I did 2 back handsprings, I did my whip, I punched for my whip, and my foot just went numb. I just felt like I had been kicked in the back of the leg super hard. I didn't know what happened. I couldn't move, my foot, my toes wouldn't move, my feet wouldn't move. Like, I was just in so much shock. I was freaking out. My coaches, everyone, just go to the hospital right now. She reached out to him and he said, I have someone for you, go to Dr. Tao. He's the best there is. You have to go to him. Yeah. We got in, he started feeling around my foot, and he said, you have a torn Achilles. We didn't know if it was partially torn or torn, but we knew that it was bad enough to the point where I needed surgery. And he got me in the same day.
It's not a super common injury in teenagers necessarily. We think of it probably a little bit more as you get to kind of 20s, 30s, and even 40s. When I saw our video, I said, you know, you have to have surgery. Like, this is something where I'm not trying to push you into a surgery you don't want, but if you really want the chance to try to get back to this at a high level, there's no question that surgery gives you the best option to do that. Aaron Rodgers has kind of popularized Achilles repairs for everybody at this point, but that technique of fixing it has actually been around for quite a while. It's a technique that I like. I've used pretty much for all my Achilles repairs in the last 5 or 6 years, I would say. As a surgeon, it makes us feel a little bit better about loading that ankle earlier, meaning that they don't have to be in a cast forever. We can let them start walking fairly quickly, and then kind of advance off of crutches and start moving. And I think it gives the advantage, especially for somebody like Isabel, to be able to get back to some normal walking quickly, so you don't get as much muscle loss and you don't have as much of a deficit once you start to rehab.
Everything was just so far away from what he was saying. My mind just went blank because I couldn't believe anything was happening. Like, I wouldn't take that. Like, I wasn't gonna start walking in 3 months, or I wasn't gonna start tumbling in 6 or something. That just couldn't sit right in my head. My physical therapist was telling Tao, like, she's doing really good. You have to see how she's doing all this. Like, I did like a 1-foot calf raise and he was jaw dropped. Like, he couldn't believe how fast I had gotten there. I was doing everything I possibly could to try and get back to normal. I was in here every day doing as much as I could to get better. And like, when I got hurt, I kind of turned that into what I should do with my foot. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can possibly do to get better and make sure that I'm back to where I was before. And every single second, like, I couldn't let it go to waste. I had to be doing something to try and be better. They've won that so many times. They're multiple national champions when it comes to stunt team. It's crazy, they're so good.
She's 7 months, and I said that to her when we walked in, like, gosh, I can't believe you're only 7 months out. Every time I see you, I feel like it just feels too early, but honestly, a big part of it's just Isabel. I mean, she is just a great kid. She's done exactly what we've asked her to do. She was careful when I asked her to be careful. She pushed it when I asked her to push it. She has been great. No question, the quickest and best Achilles recovery that I've had. I mean, I told her I think Aaron Rodgers should want what she has and not the other way around. I mean, she's been really amazing.
He was amazing. Honestly, from the get-go, when he told me what happened, he played it off to be so easy. He was like, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna put it back together, put some pins in your heel, and you're gonna be done with surgery. It was great to know that if something did go wrong, like, he'd get me in, or he's one call away and we know he'd answer. It was just nice to have him do everything because he was so careful with what he did and how he did it, but also he cares so much about you that he wants you to have a great recovery and everything to go smoothly.